If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information.
Looking at our program, welcome once again, and we apologize for the late start. We were having some technical difficulties, which do occur from time to time. Dr. Richard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite again. Good afternoon to everyone.
How are you doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
What part of the world are you?
Oh, today I'm in Atlanta.
All righty.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice, very good. Well, I am in Guyana, and today we are hoping to take some calls. We were on last week, and I suggested that we will take some calls this week, so we'll see. We're going to take the calls on the number that will be on the screen, the 231-6477 number, not the 218 number. It's going to be a 231-6477, which is the clinic number. So you can bypass the 218 number and use the 231 number, that one there, 231-6477. All right. Now, Dr. Richard, last week I discussed a few things regarding the importance of adequate nutrition and an enhanced immune system to defend us from the onslaught of diseases.
Nice.
And strange enough, yesterday in the news, it was reported that the President of the United States contracted COVID-19, coronavirus. I don't want to say COVID, coronavirus. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And we've been saying all along that coronavirus is not going anywhere.
It's still there.
It is going to be here until we die. It's not going anywhere. It's been here. It's going to be here, and people need to understand that they need to protect themselves, not just from coronavirus, but from streptococcus bacteria and herpes viruses and all the airborne diseases that are out there, pretty much. And you don't know who has anything. You don't know. You see people and you don't know what they have. You know. So some people scoff at you when you wear a mask, but they say, "Oh, that you still wearing that thing?" You know, there's no corona no more. Well, it's ignorance, because it is not just about coronavirus. And unfortunately, most of the people are taking it for granted that they cannot be affected because they're vaccinated. Well, according to sources, the President of the United States was vaccinated, according to the sources.
Well, he was according to what they were saying. He's fully current with all the boosters. But I have all the news for him and for everybody else. Everybody around him have coronavirus.
There you go. I was going to get to that.
So, I mean, they all have coronavirus.
And the other thing is that where he came from, where he would have come from 2 days ago, 3 days ago, they probably have it too.
Oh yeah, it's there, and you're gonna hear more cases of other people who are so-called exposed to him. You know, they're coming down with it. You know, but it's there. I mean, all the people that he's been around and has been around him, he probably got it from somebody himself. So
Of
coronavirus
course.
never went anywhere.
Of course.
and it is very packaged. It's packaged with a lot of other stuff. You know, it comes fully loaded with a whole lot of other microorganisms. You know, that make their presence known. You know,
Yep. So, um, what do we have to say now? You know, if we were forced to be lined up to take a vaccine that, as far as I'm aware of, vaccines are to protect you from whatever it is that you've been vaccinated against.
not
But
just,
if indeed that is the case, then why is it that people are not protected? It means that something went wrong somewhere, or maybe it wasn't a vaccine indeed.
well, that is. Yeah.
Anyhow, on a serious note, I still will say what I said so many times. People need to protect themselves. People also need to understand that the virus is not going anywhere, and they need to protect themselves and their immune system.
Mhm.
Right? I want to suggest that people begin to take this serious and protect themselves and build their immune system.
Yeah, very important. Very, very important that they do that. I mean, we all have to do it because, we are the virus is here, there, and everywhere. So, we have to keep ourselves armed. You know, put on the whole armor. Armed, we have to put up. So build the immune system. Eat living foods, not dead food. Healthy foods.
You're going on a subject there that I talked about last week.
Oh, really?
I touched on an area last week that that talked about trying to absorb living organisms from dead matter. Dead chicken, dead fish, dead beef, dead pork.
Yeah.
And you want to get living matter to fortify your life from the dead. You know?
Well, you know what the adage says, you are what you eat. You eat living food, you look alive and healthy. You eat dead matter, you are what you eat. We ought to live to eat and not to die.
Exactly. Exactly.
and that's that. I mean, that came from that's Dr. Sebi said that. Dr. Sebi said we ought to eat to live and not to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Eating to die. It's very, very important. Food is fuel. It's fuel. And a lot of times, I remember when they had, when the gas prices was going up here and there, some gas stations will advertise cheap gas, and the lines would be long, and people would go and buy it, but then eventually they have problems with the engine. There's water
cheap
in it.
gas, half of it is water, probably.
So we need to eat premium food, eat healthy foods. Food is fuel, and we need to eat healthy stuff. Don't play with that. Eat the right thing. We are designed a certain way, and like I said before, it's just like a very expensive automobile. It has a book that tells you exactly what fluids and fuel and things like that you should put in it. If it tells you to put high test premium gas, you can put lead in.
You can't put low grade gas in it if it says high grade.
Yeah, it's not going to function right. You're
But
gonna
strange enough, many persons don't read the manuals.
Well, you know,
just like what happens with our lives.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't read the manual and then they put wrong fuel and then again they get the wrong results, you know. You eat dead food and you know you end up dying. You know, you feel like that, you look like that, and you carry around that with you. You know.
Yeah.
You eat living food and you look vibrant and healthy. You know, and fully nourished and fully energized and everything else. You know, so we are what we eat. We are what we eat. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, commercial break as we call it, and then we're gonna get back in about a minute. The operator would like to, I guess, streamline something in the studio.
Oh.
If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information. If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information. If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information. If you or someone you know is sick, have tried to get help and is not feeling any better, then call or visit the Health and Wellness Center, where we will screen your entire body and find your problem and treat you so that your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information.
A year, and I think he sorted out whatever it is that he had to fix. As we were talking, we were just chatting in the middle of the little break there. The situation with STDs continues to worsen. Sexually transmitted diseases. And It is happening in younger and younger persons. Just today, it was a 14-year-old. And it's beginning to be worrisome now because according to her, she has not been sexually active. I know I screened the mother and I had found it in the mother. So if she'd never had any interference, then there are times when you could be born with some of those STDs. Which means that closer attention needs to be paid to the mothers during the gestational periods to make sure that there are no existing conditions that can create a problem for the unborn, for the child. So it's worrisome because she was surprised, her mom was surprised, but it was clear. We didn't have to look for it. It was right there. She had symptoms. She was having the discharges and itching and urinary burning and so on, which are the symptoms that you would get when you're active. They said that they took her to several facilities and they would put her on medication, but the medication would only last for so long, and then the condition recurs again. So it's really it's worrisome that is happening in younger and younger years. See, so how do you convince persons that this is a real problem and they need to take steps to ensure that somehow it stops or to ensure there's no transmission of any sort?
Yeah, that's a serious issue. I mean, it's always been, because what people don't realize is that STDs, especially, I mean, you may treat it, but however, the cells stay within your immune system, and stays within the organs that they affect. And as you get older, these cells are still there. A lot of times, many a times, you go and you look at the joints of individuals, and they're there. The STD there, and causing.
I saw that today, just
arthritis.
today.
Yeah.
Just today. Yeah.
People get older and coming down with arthritis and things like that. You go and you look, and you see chlamydia, and you see Neisseria gonorrhea, and you see a whole lot of other STDs that are there. That's what's creating arthritis, pain in the joints and everything else. So there's repercussions for a lot of things, But what I have been seeing in a lot of people, especially younger and even some older, is that like we talked about coronavirus is very, very present, active, and alive, and it's coming. This particular crop is coming with a lot of other hidden infections, even HIV, even cancer cells. I'm seeing a lot of that. People who diagnosed with lupus and scleroderma and all other things, So, and when you look, I mean, it's a consistent thing I'm seeing, especially with younger individuals that are having the coronavirus still in the lungs, refer to it as long COVID, and it's a consistent thing, and there's these hidden infections are very stubborn. They don't want to budge. They don't want to budge. I mean, you're treating it, and they're gradually, slowly getting better, but it's still hanging around. So there's something to be said, but that does not discount um, STDs acquired due to sexual activity. I mean, that has always been around, and it's still there, especially individuals who are having multiple partners. And like I said earlier, before, many a times that when you have multiple partners, whatever is in you goes in that person, and there's an exchange. And for every person that you have, that exchange occurs. So, things are shared around before you know it. There's so much stuff in your system if you're not being monogamous, that you're full. You're septic, to be honest.
But then the other thing that is scary is that you may have a multiple partner, and your partner may have multiple partners.
Yeah,
So you see, it becomes like a tree with branches,
yeah.
and it just spreads, and that's how everything goes crazy. And then the sad thing about this is that the persons who are asymptomatic, you don't see anything,
No,
you don't experience anything, but deep inside of you, it is operating, it is doing its damage.
it is there, and eventually, what is hidden will be revealed as you get older, and your immune system is not as it was as you were younger. These things manifest in all different and sorts of ways. You know, um, prostate cancer, for example. I mean, I'm seeing it. I mean, it's not like I was told about it and couldn't believe it, but it's evident. It's happening. Is individuals who've had these STIs in their system for years.
Mhm.
You know, for years, and that's the manifestation of and the result of that. You develop prostate cancer or uterine cancer. Same thing.
Well, I would like people to understand that persons who are looking at us, it's not that we're preaching doom or so, it's just that we're trying to sensitize everyone who is within our hearing to the realities. They need to be sensitized to the realities, because it could be you, and it could be your neighbor, it could be your daughter or your sister, or father or brother, it could be anyone. And somehow the message needs to be broadcasted that you've got to take caution. You've got to be in the side of caution, where you have persons screened, had them screened thoroughly before you engage.
Yeah.
And the other sad part is that when they go to the labs, it's not detected.
No.
Because of the parameters, it's not detected.
It's not detected, but people are becoming wiser. Even though they may have a negative situation, a negative test, they know something is not right,
They know something is wrong.
and they're experiencing. So they eventually come to us, and we can tell exactly. Um, so it's there. It is there, and yes, we're not preaching doom and gloom, but people need to be more responsible for themselves and for others, really. And these things don't, you have a certain lifestyle. They are risk to every lifestyle. They're risk to everything. And that's one of the risk. I just want people to be aware, because, some people are not mature enough to even consider that sort of thing. You know.
You know, when I was speaking with the 14-year-old, she had a moment where she was by herself. You know, her mom had stepped out to get something, and she said, but Doc, what is an STD?
Oh, she didn't know.
She had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, then you realize the innocence.
Yeah.
She didn't really even know what that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's really troubling. It's troubling, really troubling. Getting back to the coronavirus
Hmm?
and the recent diagnosis of the President of the United States. I looked at him walking yesterday, and he looked so feeble.
Yeah, he is.
He looked so feeble. You know,
Yes.
it's really, he really should take a serious look at himself and get into his health more and not not wear himself down with you know, running for president and all that. But it's his decision. But the thing I wanted to get at is what are the persons who were preaching about the vaccine and what it will do? What are they saying now? Where are they? Where are those voices? Where are they?
Well,
The voices that were besieging everyone that if you don't get this vaccine, you can't go to work and all this sort of thing. Where are they? Where are those voices?
well, the voices are still there, but they're silent. They're quiet. I mean, the people the real, true medical professionals who knew what was going on initially said what they said. I mean, but they were accosted and they didn't want to listen to what they had to say. But it turns out now that what they were saying is true, you know, that there's a lot more to take into consideration uh, what these vaccines, are not doing. I mean, it's not putting up an immune response like our ordinary vaccines usually do, you know. And I think now the silence is deafening. The reality of what many of the experts were saying is reality now. People seeing and understanding
It's
that.
no more conspiracy theory.
No, 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 no. And it never really was. It's just that when people don't want to listen to a point of view, I mean, and that's life. They ostracize and they say all sorts of things, but truth is truth. I mean, you can't hide truth. Eventually, truth is revealed, and it cannot be hidden. You know, so even though individuals may have had all of the boosters and everything else, and what they're saying is the more boosters you have, there's a more likely.
The weaker your body becomes.
Yeah, yeah, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people believed all of that, you know. But
So
there's still hope. You know,
so what do we say to our viewers and those who were able to get a hold of our programs? What can we further advise them to do so that they can be able to defend themselves
um,
from at least becoming a victim? You know, people will say, well, if something has got to kill you, you know, people will say that, but when you're talking about exposure to viruses that you're not going to die a sudden death, you know, it's going to take some serious torturing and punishment if you are to suffer down the line of death in that area. But what do we advise them to do regarding protecting themselves and building a shield against as much viruses as that are out there?
A lot of times, the first thing you have to assess is where you are as far as your health is concerned. So I would advise them to come and screen, get a screening to see exactly what's going on, because a lot of people, the coronavirus is already in them. It's already there. And the truth be told, and people do say that, I know something was wrong, or I didn't feel right after I got, I took this and I took that, or I have not been feeling right since 2019. I've been sick, you know. The body is very resilient, and people are functioning. Some people say I'm functioning a quarter of what I was a few years ago, or I'm not able to. I'm doing things right now that I'm functioning on I'm tired, and and I go through a litany of things that, but something is not right, and I'm not myself, and all these words I hear. And when we do check them, I mean, yes, there's coronavirus there. Sometimes people have full blown coronavirus, and they've been functional for years, since 2020 until now. You know, and of course, other people who had pre-existing conditions, they are. Some are no longer with us, but some people are not. They're sick. They're very sick. So I say start assessing your condition initially. See whether or not you have coronavirus, because coronavirus mainly right now is one that, I mean, the number 6 in all of the systems always keep popping up on top. I don't know if you've seen that.
B6s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the immune system, weak system, weak system. So, and it's just practical. How do you uh, get into a place where you shouldn't be? Or, for example, you want to go into. I mean, we don't do this, but how do thieves get into houses? They usually break in, right? And it's the same with your immune system. Your defense is your immune system. And all these things that are out there, if the defense is not there, they're in.
You're in.
We've seen a lot of things that are in people. And thank God people are getting better. They're happy that they came, and when they come and they get treatment, they're like, I'm feeling better. I am better. And I'm saying this because we're not the healers. I mean, God is the healer, but they're able to come and really assess what's happening with them. And then with the treatment, they're getting better. And it's a lot of people, a lot of people. So assess your situation. Come and get a screen. Let us see what's going on in your system. Let us see what's happening.
Well, I wanna remind persons also that we're closing off on the 31st. Let me see now. We're closing off on the 2nd of August. I think August the 1st is a holiday. So we'll be closing off on the 31st of July. Once we close off on the 31st, we won't be opening back until September 3rd, I think. At least the clinic here. We'll still be working at remote locations in different parts, but for instance, I'll be heading out to maybe New York and St. Martin and Trinidad and Tobago. I think, maybe Jamaica. I think I'll be heading out to those parts to work and see patients there. But the clinic here, we normally take a break every year to give the staff an opportunity to recover. By the way, I want to remind persons that also that they can call us now live at 231-6477, and we'll answer any questions regarding their health and their concerns, if it's about a virus or prostate problem or a situation with some health process. We can advise them as best as we can. as to what approach to take. I just remembered another incident with someone who sad passed the other day, and this is someone that I used to see some ago, and they came to me for some advice regarding their mother who she was about to have had dialysis done because the kidney was failing, and I suggested to them that we look at her screener and advise them accordingly, which uh, they brought her and we screened her once, and what I saw was a kidney or two kidneys that were very congested and had some issues. But in our opinion, dialysis was not what was necessary. And I suggested to them that, look, I would take the path of trying to rejuvenate the kidney, detoxify the system, remove all the chemical residue that's affecting the kidney's ability to function. And, maybe we will not need her to take any dialysis, but they didn't listen. And I just learned that she's now gone.
Wow.
Yeah. They put her on dialysis and they're going to be burying her in a couple of days or something like that. So the persons who, they don't understand what we do. They don't understand what we see. We see more than the average facility would see in a person's body system. And we don't only see the disease that is there, we see the diseases that can come, that can happen if you don't do certain things. We don't understand that. And, because of the fact that they may see it as something that, it's unusual that they can get all that information, but it's extremely accurate, 96% guaranteed in the world. And if it tells you something, you need to pay attention to it because it's happening to you. And you need to pay attention. So, it's lessons learned all the time. We can't save everyone. We can't be of service to everyone, but we're available. If persons choose to come and have their families or themselves, be screened at least to know what is going on. Get yourself screened to know where you are. Find out what is the status of your body system. Find out if there's something that is happening that you don't know, because we also find the diseases that are hidden diseases. We find all of those.
Yeah.
Viruses, bacteria, conditions that exist that you don't feel the wrath of the condition because it's not at the stage where it's going to really affect you yet, but it's coming, it's happening. I'm also finding in persons a lot of polyps in the colon, polyps in the uterus.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. I think it has to do a lot with the diet that people are on.
Yeah.
I'm finding persons that are gluten intolerant and they don't understand that if you're using foods that your body's not tolerating, it's going to store it if it doesn't get rid of it, and it's going to become an issue.
Yeah. And the thing is, that is such a simple thing to see. If they do come, they'll see all the foods that, based on their DNA and what's happening to them, that is affecting them, and easy to really maneuver. And it's a good thing. Like, I had one person who told me, I'm eating now based on my DNA. So yeah, we can see exactly what foods we're eating. And some people are surprised, like, oh, that's why this happens when I eat this. I was always wondering why. Every time I eat this, I can't, it affects my body. I got it. So, things open, people get to really realize, right before their eyes, because, when I screen them, I take them with me. We go and we visit every organ. It's like we're going to tour to see what's functioning, what's happening in each part. And but I must say the most difficult part Is the
What's the
food.
diet? What am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? I think what is happening more and more with at my end is that I take the people down the path of showing them what happens when they eat certain things. What really happens? Is the body rejecting it? Is it affecting the blood cells? Is it that the body's not tolerating that? Is it? I get them to understand that this is what it means.
Yeah.
And if you have a certain condition, automatically the system detects the foods that can create or contribute to that condition.
Right.
And aligns them so that you can see, that look, these foods right now you cannot tolerate these foods. I had someone last week, and it's the first time in a long time I saw that, who came back and the list was 0.
I had that too a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they could eat anything now, and they didn't realize it. I didn't realize it, but I saw it. But then, but doc, where's the list of foods I can't eat now?
There's not.
I said, well, guess what? How are you feeling now? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good. So, well, guess what? Your body's at a stage now where it can tolerate pretty much anything, but don't go eating anything. Just you keep eating what makes you feel healthy.
Eat living food, and I tell them the same thing too. Don't
Get
go
off
back
the dead stuff, man. Get off the dead. The dead is gonna. The dead food is gonna kill. It's gonna kill people.
Yeah,
it's killing people.
It is.
The parasites. I had to show someone today the amount of parasites in one particular organ.
Wow.
Parasites, worms, infested. And now they're eating shrimp and pork and all the dead things that can contribute. And then there was a situation where the brain wasn't functioning properly. When we checked the brain,
worms?
No, it wasn't worms. It was mercury.
Oh, yeah, that's another issue too.
Mercury in the brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people don't understand that when you consume dead matter, whatever is in that matter that you absorb into your bloodstream, it's getting into your system and it's going to create a problem for you.
Yep.
It could have been the matter that killed the animal anyway, or whatever it was.
The animal probably was dying. He thought he was in that. But on all different other things. So I can always tell, like I said, I may have said it before, I can always tell who's coming from the interior. Because there was a 0.005 or 6 or 3 or something like that for lead and mercury and cadmium too.
Cadmium, yep. Yeah, smoke, and they're burning waste matter. And the chemicals from the smoke.
Yeah.
They're breathing it back in and it's destroying them.
So, I mean, it's the ones in the interior need to take care of their health. In that regard, it's terrible.
I also spent some time last week discussing the dangers of the mosquito.
Oh, alpha and flavivirus. Yeah, chikungunya and all these different things. Yeah, we're getting bites, and it's creating a havoc. Creating a havoc. But you have the I was going to inquire with the multi. The multi seemed to be very helpful for
It's
the
back again. It's there. It's available.
Oh, okay.
It's available again. It's available.
You know,
What I suggested persons do also is to screen their windows and doors. At least it will save them from the onslaught of the flies and mosquitoes that
yeah.
are traversing the air looking for some space to go in.
How expensive is the screen? I mean, the
It's
net-
only it's only expensive. Well, it's only expensive because of maybe where you buy it.
Oh,
You know, if you go to the major stores, it is not very expensive. But
Right.
they'll have to use you know the frame. They may have to make a frame to put the mesh on and then put it in the windows. I don't know, depending on the type of windows that they have.
oh,
But now you can buy windows if you're building a new place. You can buy windows with mesh on it.
yeah. And
But for the homes that were built years ago, where they were not screened, you can you can actually have it done inexpensively. You know, depending on there are people with this belief that if you put screens on your windows, you wouldn't get air. You know, there's all that nonsense, but you get just as much air almost with the screens there with
Oh,
our
yeah.
original screens.
You get air. I mean,
You know,
air.
but
Mm,
they have to build a frame, attach and then just fit it in. I assisted someone to get that done last weekend.
mm,
You know, last Sunday I was there assisting a family member to put up a screen that it wasn't installed properly. You
wow.
know, so we got it installed properly now, and they are very happy because now they can open their windows.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, if you don't have that money, you can get some mosquito netting. Yeah.
well the amount of money you spend to buy the mosquito netting for each person in the household, you might as well put that money towards the mesh. It'd probably be just a few dollars more or less. You know,
Get rid of the mosquito, all the water sources that are around the house. You know.
right? We talked about that too last week about the tires that are
Yeah.
run with water and the buckets and the tin stuff and the
Mm.
all the receptacles that are around the facility that has that can accumulate water.
Mm.
You know, it's amazing how fast the mosquitoes can multiply.
Oh yeah, very fast.
Yeah. I had an example. I had a scenario 2 weeks ago where at one of our home in the veranda, the discharge hole was blocked, and when the rains came, the water filled up in there, and we don't know really how long it was there. But when I looked out, I saw kind of like a reflection, and when I looked closer, it was water in the patio.
Mm.
And I got in there to clear it, and then there was all this larva.
Oh wow.
Yeah, mosquito larva, like you won't believe. Yeah. So they're looking for bodies of water to do their dirty work. You know.
And when they do the dirty work, they're looking for bodies to bite.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh boy.
So we move all the receptacles with water around the yard. Clean your drains. Make sure you have running water. You know.
But they used to spray. I remember years ago. But I'm the DDT and all that stuff is not very good. You know. And some people are spraying other things, and that end up in their blood. It's still in, it's in the contaminants in the system. I don't know. Is there? I know there probably has to be some um, biological something that they can use that is biodegradable and it's not.
I think if you put simple J's fluid in the water, it will change a lot of what happens.
Mm.
J's fluid, disinfectant.
Really?
Yeah, I've tried it already, and it really makes a difference. You don't see them. You know, you put the J's in there and it turns white. In the water, it turns white. It's dark in color, but when you put in the water, it turns white, and it kills a lot of the larvae and the bacteria and everything in the drain. You know, so they can look at that maybe as a test to see if it will solve the crisis in their drains and maybe in different areas around the house. Sometimes they also look for grass.
Yeah.
You know, grassy areas where there's moisture, you know. And the organ is a lot of grass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about keeping the surroundings clean and there's a simple thing that can be done for your protection that is called citronella. You know, mosquitoes don't like the scent of citronella oil.
Is that a natural thing?
Yeah, it's natural. Mm-hmm.
You burn it? You have to burn it? What do you do?
No, you can use the oil and put it in your lotion and rub it on your skin.
Oh.
It also comes in candles, citronella candle.
A repellent.
It also has citronella oil itself that you could burn. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen. I noticed citronella, but I know years ago, you know, in the patio, you can pour it in a container and with a wick, and you can light it.
It can still happen.
Oh, okay.
It can still happen. Or you can just put it in your lotion and rub it on your skin. It doesn't hurt. It's a natural derivative, and it will keep the mosquitoes away.
Yeah, man, but mosquitoes should leave Guyana, man. I'm gonna come. It's time to deport them. You know.
I wish that was possible.
Get them out.
Guyana has a lot of dense jungle and all of that stuff, so that'd be difficult. But it'd be nice to be able to deport the mosquitoes. That'd be awesome.
Take them someplace else. I can say Venezuela, and somebody say, "Yeah." There could be the soldiers fighting the war.
Could be, you know, actually they are, because you know, with if the mosquitoes, the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes bites you, it gives you malaria. Then that could be a weapon against you. And next thing you know, you're suffering with malaria and you pass out.
Yeah, a lot of fevers and all.
So mosquitoes probably are a biological weapon, you know.
Yeah, the weapon. They use it. They've used it before. Talk sometime about the mosquito that was the camera. They're doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
We live in that time period now where like anything is possible. You know.
Definitely.
Anything is possible, and there's a lot more that we don't know that are around, and we're not aware of it. You know, we're like 20 or 30 years behind technology. You know. Well, the next time I found I was looking into curling photography, and it really made the point for plant-based life, because they found that this with curling photography you can actually see in plant foods, and you know, light emitting from these foods, and these foods are full of energy, you know, and it's based on frequency. Certain plants carry certain frequencies, and it's interesting because we are electrical beings, as we see it every day when we do the screening. You can see every cell functions at a specific frequencies, and here God created foods to enhance or sustain that frequency, and they're all plant-based. When you put a leaf or something in, they have this particular prism that they put it in to be able to see and dispense about 50,000 volts of electricity. It emits the leaf, for example, of a lettuce or something, emits. You can see light rays emitting from this thing. You know, plant-based foods. So you know, it's interesting technologies to conform what we already know. That a whole food plant-based diet is a living electrical food that they're foods that keep us and restore our energy, because we're electrical beings.
You're hitting on a point there that's very interesting. Why am I saying that? Because we know that our organs operate on frequency.
Yeah.
And the plants each have their own frequencies.
That's right.
It would be interesting to find out which plant offers the particular type of frequency that affects our individual organs.
Yeah, I think I'm sensing and I'm looking, because I think they have already, and that has to be done based on experiment. And I think there's a chart that has what frequencies are emitted by what plant-based foods, and it just goes hand in hand with what we already know, that we are electrical beings. We need electrical food to sustain us. And when somebody have, for example, a heart attack, what do they call for? They call for something to jump them, right? You got to put, they put the defibrillator, which is electrical, to restore the electrical circuit of the heart. The SAAB, to get it going back again. Muscles, the muscle physiology, muscles function based on sodium, potassium, iron pumps. That's electrical gradients. Nerve function the same way. So everything in our physiology just confirms the mere fact that we are electrical beings. And the food for electrical beings need to be electrical. And there again, Dr. Sebi talking. It's true. They've done studies. And it's a factual thing. I mean, nobody can dispute that. So it goes along with what you're saying. Don't eat something dead. Eat something living.
You cannot literally receive any living energy from dead matter. It will never happen.
Okay.
What you get is what you put in it.
Mm-hmm.
You put your onions and your garlic and your celery and your shallot and your carrots and you cook that dead meat with those things. And when you eat it, you think you're getting something from the dead meat. You're getting it from the carrot and the onion and the garlic and the shallot that you put in the food. That is what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're getting the nutrition from those. And those were living foods that you added there.
You contaminated them.
You see? So, I mean, if you really think of what we do as humans, we really dig our graves with our teeth and we eat ourselves into our graves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We really do that because our foods should be medicines to our body. That's really what should be. So I think, in a nutshell, and we have to wrap it up because we only have a couple minutes more. It is important that we study or we take note of what we are consuming on a daily basis.
Yeah, very true.
We need to take note because, for instance, there are persons who somebody today said to me, I was okay, I felt so good. And then all of a sudden, I woke up the next day and I was really sick.
I know my question I would ask.
What did you eat last night?
Yeah.
So I said, nicely said, what you need to do is to look back, at least in the 40-hour period.
Yeah.
To see what is it that you did that was different in your diet.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember I had a pylori. I had a pylori and it had some sour. And it might have been that the pylori was spoiled. Because pylori is made with split peas. and the peas can get sour or rancid or whatever. So apparently she had the pylori. The pylori was spoiled. She got gastroenteritis,
Right.
right? And she got like sort of a food poisoning in a sense. And it triggered H. pylori bacteria. And then there she went. There she went. The one pylori.
Gas workers.
A lot of bloating and gases and all sorts of things, nausea and one pylori.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even though the pylori is pretty much a healthy snack, if you call it a snack, but that one was a spoiled one. It was what it was stale. It was
It
it was
dying.
it was spoiled.
Well,
Yeah. It was
well,
spoiled.
and the thing is, you know, when and you know, I never used to do that, but I'm doing it. I've done it, and I'll keep doing it. Because whenever you go and you try to get food to eat, you gotta, try to see whether or not, these foods, are they healthy? Questions you ask, is it gonna
Is it going to help or is it going to hurt?
hurt me? Is it gonna heal me or is it gonna kill me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, Take
Anyhow,
care.
Dr. Richard, we have to wrap it up now.
Oh, you went over.
Yeah, people like to listen to us, but we need to start letting them call us. Call us and let us talk with you about what is happening to you. And but, I want to thank you again for being on the program. It's time for us to close off, to say goodbye. So long until next time. We will keep doing what we do to help people to get better, and hopefully, in time to come, people will realize that they need to listen more and apply sensitive or more common sense, the commonsensical approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, any final words?
Yeah, just eat living food, man. Eat living food. Eat living food so you can have life. And I wish you life and health. And thanks for listening.
Okay, until we meet again next time, my friends. God bless you. So long and have a wonderful weekend. Dr. Richard, we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care. Thanks.
Okay, take care. So long.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Your body will overcome your illness. So visit us today, 72 Queen Street, Kitty, or call us at 231-6477 for further information.